Hi there, it's Robin, Rockin' Robin's Creative Corner. I'm here to give you the next part of our tag book. Hopefully you have your tag book all together. I've been really looking at this, trying to figure out what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. So the first thing, let's start with page 1. What I thought we'd do here is we had a challenge week 1 with Kim Watt, and it was to make a snippet roll, which I did. I made one. If I can get the paper clip off of it. There we go. And so I thought we'd incorporate the challenges that are within our group and put them in our book. So if I look here, that's going to fit really fine. Now if you didn't do the snippet roll, or you don't want to do the snippet roll, you can do whatever you want to this page. But for me, what I'm going to do is put this in as a belly band, and that will be page 1. And then I'll make something to go underneath. So that is the first part. Let's do a snippet roll, or a cluster, or lace, or cardstock, whatever you want. But page 1, as far as my book goes, is going to be a belly band. Okay? Now what part of the snippet roll I'm going to use, I'm really not quite sure, because I did quite a long one here, and I want to pick what's going to go nicest in here. So that'll be page 1. Now, okay, so now we're going to move on to page 2. And this, I've been thinking, could be a 3-pocket page, okay, but using junk envelopes. And I want to use the windows in these envelopes, so when you make the pocket and you slide something in, you can actually see through to whatever you've slid in there. So it has to be kind of pretty, you know. But the other thing I was thinking was, and this is the beauty of this book, is I want it to end up the shape of this tag. See, I put little notes what I'm thinking of doing. So I told myself I want to do a sideways triple pocket. So then I sit and I look around my desk and I try to figure out, okay, how can I make it different? Something nobody else has done. Probably somebody else has done this, but I haven't seen it. So I folded this to make it the same height. Okay, so there's, and then this window I want to go right here, and this window I would like to go right here and be the topper, but be the shape of this tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark these and cut them the size of my width. Let me get in frame the width of my envelope so I can go from there. So I'm going to make it just a tad shorter. That's it, just a little bit shorter. so that it cuts and it'll be the same size. So then this one I've already got it folded, so I know I have to cut it right there. This one is going to be a little more difficult because I want it the shape of the tag, but I want it the width of the envelope. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I am going to cut this the width of the envelope to start with. Okay, so let me cut. Get my strap out. And let me cut. So this one is already at the length. There's one. I'm gonna keep this because it's a good pocket and we might use it somewhere else in the book. Who knows? And I'm gonna straighten this mess up. There. Make that nice. Now, let's do this one. And pretty much the same width. Pretty much is pretty good height. And let's do it this way so I have an even edge. There we go. So we'll put these aside. Take this out of the way for a minute and let's check. So that works. I'm wondering if I should have this as the second one, and then I just have to cut that. No. Okay. Let's see. This one I want here. I might cut this down so that this one, yeah. Let's do that. Let's cut this down. Actually, before I do that, let's cut it open. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. I'm throwing things around again. So I am going to cut this open. There. And let's fold this over and give us a good edge. So there's one. But I don't want to cut this yet because I want to leave the gusset. Okay? And then this one I want to go here. So do I want to cut this down further? Maybe if I cut that, bring this down. Let's do this for a second. There's that. Then we have this one. Okay, I like that. I like that. Maybe it can go down just a little more so it just peaks. Okay, so I'm gonna mark right about here. Let's cut this open. Pencil out of my way. I'm cutting. Cannot be in my way. Okay. I don't know what that was. Cut this down. This is just a letter opener. This is how I usually open my mail. But as you can see, I didn't there. So this, and I want a lip. So I've marked it where I want it. So let me make it just a little longer so I can fold it over. And by folding it over, it just reinforces the pocket. That's garbage. All right, let's look. So I'm gonna fold this over, and make sure you don't cover the window when you're folding it over. Okay, let me cut this off. That over, make sure it looks straight. That looks straight. So I'm gonna put that one there, and this one just peeking. Come on. The bottom of this window, right at the top of that window. There. Now this one, I want to go all the way to the top, so I can bring this up just a little. Now let me see. So I have this at the bottom, this one next, and this one last. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at the side of my page and lining these up. So if this is lined up on here to go to the center, and I have my space, so this one's just a little shorter than the other two width-wise, as you can see, but that doesn't bother me, okay? Because these pockets will be all separate, I believe. We want to keep them separate because of the windows. So this one, I'm actually seeing part of that window. Do I want to? I'm not sure, but I have plenty of envelopes. So let me cut this open. There. See, this is how I think. I'm just now looking. What if it went that way? This way. All right, let's just stay the way we were, because this is me, and I will sit here and mess with this, excuse me, for hours. So I'm going to turn my page over, and I'm going to mark where I want to cut this, because I want to keep it the shape of the tag. So let's, oh, did I get it right? Oh, I didn't open that side, so it's already shorter, so I don't want to snip it on that end. So I'm going to cut here. And I'm going to take my cutter and just line it up with the lines a little inside those lines, because this has to be a little bit shorter. So just a little inside those lines. Now let's look. Let's see if I got it. I did. Look at that. So now I am going to cut this off and leave it so I can fold under about 1/2 inch. So there's the outside pocket. And we have to cover this because we have to make this stronger so that it withstands things going in and out. Okay. So before I get going on that, now this one, and then this one. All right, this one is already folded about 1/2 inch, so let me cut this one with 1/2 inch so I can make the gusset, I guess you call it, at the bottom. See, it'll fold in, and this will glue to my page. This I'm going to glue down. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's give it, this one's already folded there, 1/2 inch. So let's give it 1/2 inch. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's get rid of that. We have this one. And we want this one right under that one. Okay, and then this one we can put right under the second one. So if I line those up correctly, this one I have to fold in. I forgot. And none of you reminded me. I did not hear a word. Is that not nice? I don't think that was nice. But I'm not sure this is gonna work, so we're gonna try. And then this one goes here. And yeah, you know what? Because we'll have something behind here, which will show through here. If you have this tag out, that tag will go in here, and that one will go in there. And when we decorate the background, if all ephemera's out, we want something nice in the background. So that is your next page. What do you think? Do you think you might like that? If you don't, you can do whatever you want. You can make a triple pocket this way, you can make a pocket that way, but this for me is going to be my triple pocket. I'm not going to decorate with you because that will take up a lot of time on the video. So everybody knows how to decorate, I hope. You just paper around the window. You can collage it, you can cut out the window and stick down a solid, you can do whatever you want. That's the beauty. But there is this idea. So we have our snippet roll and our triple pocket. So there's 2 pages. So we are going to stop there for a minute before I move on to the next page. Okay, page 3. I like this. I think this is very pretty. I like I had used a yellow ink spray, and I sprayed it, and I took just a cloth here. Oops, as you can see the different colors on here. and I just wiped it. I sprayed it, then I wiped it. Here's the spray I used. I have no idea where you buy this. This was gifted to me, all these sprays and stuff. So, but experimenting, I've never done it before. I just sprayed the paper and I just wiped it, and it's pretty. I like it. So what I'm gonna do here is just put a focal point and maybe a couple tags, maybe a piece of writing paper, and I'm gonna leave this blank. How's that sound? You get a little break. And then we're gonna move on to page 4. And this, what I wanna do, is an envelope waterfall. All my albums I've done before junk journaling was done, my signature was a waterfall. So I had done a swap, and I sent it out, and it was the waterfall album that we had done last month, and I had done an envelope waterfall, sort of, kind of, and I can't remember who I sent it to. Isn't that bad? That's so awful, but I'll look it up and I'll link it down below. I do have it out on YouTube, and that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do a rendition of an envelope waterfall. Okay? So hold on to your hats. Okay, so the first thing we need are envelopes. How many? I don't know yet. We have to figure it out. So, come off of their paper clip. So, I have an envelope here that I had made and never used for something else. So, I'm going to use this to measure. And that seems to be the perfect size. Look at that. Now that is perfect. So this envelope, let's see, is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Let me think about this. 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. So we can either make envelopes out of book pages, decorative paper, digitals. I'm sitting here looking at what we cut off of, but they're not quite big enough to make envelopes. So we need to make, let's see, if we put these, we waterfall them a 1/2 inch apart, and they're 3 3/4 tall. So 3 3/4 is to here. So let me make a little mark. Oh, we don't have to. We're gonna come down to here. Every 1/2 inch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 envelopes are going to be in our waterfall. Unless you want to make them shorter, you can make more. If you want to make them different sizes, that would be a cool thing too. But the idea of a waterfall is that, let me see if I can find something else here. Yeah, let's take these scraps. Say this is an, well, it was an envelope, but let's just fold it down like it's still there, and we put one here. But we're going to hinge it to the page right there, 1/2 inch above this one. So, and it would stick up a little, like 1/2 inch. So that would be 2. Then we would do the same thing, 1/2 inch. It would stick up a little, so that would be 3. Now we don't want to go over the end of the page. So we're going to make one 1/2 inch over, and that brings us just underneath the top of this page. Okay? Then when we flip them, you see 1 envelope, 2 envelopes, 3, 4, and then we can have a pocket here or nothing, writing space, depending on how you decorated your paper, if you decorated it, if you even started this. You could put ribbon up here, you could put tabs on the envelopes, you could just do flips if you don't want to do envelopes. So if you wanted to tags, flip them up. Or, see, I'm talking flipping these down, and then we have to do a closure to hold them up. Now the other way you could do it is make it so they flip up. You know, start with your first envelope here, and your next one 1/2 inch down from that with a hinge, another one 1/2 inch down, and so on. And then down here we could do a pocket the shape of the tag, and then do a closure over that. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. So let me go make some envelopes, and I shall return. Okay folks, the heat is way too hot for me here in my room, so I'm gonna take a break and try to figure out how to splice videos together. If not, there's gonna be a separate video. So I'll be back.